Hi guys, it's Jasmine 1122 here, and this reading is for the Tauruses out there for January 27th through February 3rd. I just would like to say thank you guys so much for your likes, your comments, and to all my new subscribers. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad to have you here. If you would like a one question email reading from me, I will have all of the details in the description box below. And not only that, please keep in mind that these are general readings and not everything may resonate. Okay, so let's see what's going on with Taurus for this week. We have the Three of Wands. So I really feel, Taurus, you're making a decision about where you want to go. And also you're reflecting on where you have been and how you're ready to move to the next level. I feel like you're coming to grips with what has happened and looking at how everything that has happened has made you who you are. And you're starting to wear that as a badge of honor instead of like a woe is me type of thing. You know, sometimes if we go through a lot, we kind of have that. But it takes a lot of strength to look at situations to be like, wow, I went through the trenches. I lost friends. I lost family. I lost relationships. I lost a lot. But one thing is that means I made a lot of sacrifices for where I'm going. So that means that where I'm going, I deserve everything. I deserve happiness. I deserve abundance. I deserve peace because I experienced everything that's the opposite. And you are looking towards your Four of Wands because that's the next step. You're appreciating your growth. You're starting to look back how everything is starting to fit like a puzzle. Because a lot of times things happen in our lives and we have no clue why. You know what I mean? Until you really look back and see how that led to that and that led to this. You know, I remember, or I want to give a quick example real quick if y'all don't mind. I remember when I was working at a job that I absolutely couldn't stand. And I wanted to get a job at the bank. And they told me that I had everything they was looking for, and I was so excited until they sent me an email and said, sorry, you didn't qualify. I'm like, what? Like, I was so devastated because I thought I was going to be at that job for like the rest of my life. You know, and I remember just thinking like, why? Like, why was my feelings being played with? But look at me now. Like, I never thought I would be on YouTube. I never thought I would be doing this ever. So it shows you how the plan, and that happened in 2013, and I came on YouTube about 2019. So you never know where life can lead you over time when you really look back at a situation that you went through, the times you were denied, what it actually was leading towards. And also we have the Seven of Swords reverse. So with what I see here, Taurus, there also could be somebody that feels remorseful for how they treated you or how they deceived you. And they could be doing a lot of growth for themselves in the terms of the Three of Wands. You could have been dealing with someone who was immature, who was all about themselves, who never really took other people's feelings in consideration. And this individual is looking at all the people they hurt, harmed, and injured along the way, and possibly mostly you. Because a Taurus will have your back through whatever. And I say this, I got a Taurus best friend. I love him. That is my best friend, man. Like, he has held me down through so much and been loyal to me, you know, and I've known him since I was 16 years old, and I'm 29 now, and we still talk to this day. We still hang out and everything. So you would definitely feel that a Taurus isn't there. I remember when I was in a relationship and the person I was talking to didn't like, you know, that I had a guy friend. And because I loved the guy, you know, I was in my younger 20s, I stopped talking to him. And after that relationship ended, I promised myself no one would ever control me like that again. No one would ever cause me to choose between people I care about. At the end of the day, my best friend was there. And you know, that's why I appreciate Taurus, is because You guys will go to the ends of earth to be that rock for people that you love, and that is highly overlooked. You know what I mean? And easily taken for granted until it's not there. I know I realized that. So Taurus, if you feel like you've been overlooked, or you feel like nobody don't care, that people just deceive you, trust and believe they gonna feel that. They gonna feel it, and this person's feeling it because they didn't think long term about the loss and the presence that you had in their lives. And like I said, they're gonna feel it. Nine of Wands. They feel that. They're looking back and saying, holy crap. I could have possibly ruined the best thing that happened to me because I was not ready. And that's a regret. I'm true for people that gotta live with that, let me tell you. Especially when that person don't want you back. That's a tough pill to swallow. Because the only thing you could truly blame is yourself. Because you play foolish games. And when you do clownery, the clown comes back to bite. And in this case, the clown came back to bite. When this person looked around and they didn't have nobody else to hold them down like you did, to be that voice of reason like you, to really stand in their corner like you, now they're standing there like this, alone and afraid, and realizing, dag, I did this to myself. So here I was thinking I was getting away with it, being sneaky, right? That quickly turned into remorse, real quick. So I'm gonna go into the clarifiers here. We have the Five of Pentacles reversed. We have the Seven of Wands, and we have the Devil reversed. This person wants to come out of this separation with you, Taurus. Like I said, they gonna feel it. Because I've been there. Like, I didn't take it for granted, but you know what I mean? When I didn't have my best friend, I felt that. And I felt ashamed. You know what I mean? That I even chose a relationship over my best friend that had my back for so long. Like, that was corny. But you live and you learn. I was in my early 20s. But anyway, this person knows that you are in a defensive energy. And maybe that's why they don't want to say anything to you, because they know what they did. When people are ashamed, they will avoid you like the plague. They do not want to look at the disappointment and pain on your face. They don't want to deal with the backlash because they don't have a reason. You ever watch somebody do something and it's just like you have no reason to justify why you did that. Like you have no reason. And they already know that you're defensive, and they could have grown for their toxic habits as well. But that doesn't mean that you will want them back either, and that's completely okay, because I get that. Because people can heal, but sometimes the damage was just too much. And this might be one of the cases for some Tauruses. Like, that's great and all. I'm glad you grow. I'm glad, but it was a bit too much for me, and I just rather move forward. But I feel like they're really reflecting on how they treated you and wanting to come out of the separation phase, but they know that you're defensive, and there's a high possibility that you won't take them back. So let's see why the Seven of Swords, Page of Swords, Three of Wands, King of Cups. Yeah, this person has grown in some ways, and they do want to communicate that. Even if you don't take them back, Taurus, I feel like they will still want to communicate their wrongs and how sorry they are. And that's just part of the consequence, that they have to accept that if you don't take them back, that they did that to themselves. Like, period. A lot of times when people do other people wrong, they get mad that they don't want them back. Like, what? Like, excuse me, you didn't feel what I felt. Because I didn't do that to you. So you don't know how I feel. So you can't get mad that I don't want you back. But I feel like this person is willing to take this as a lesson if you don't. Either way, that they have put themselves in this situation and they had to grow up and mature, and life taught them the hard way. You don't always get a second chance. You don't always just get to, at a snap of a finger, change your mind and think you can undo all the damage that you caused someone, especially if it was a lot of mental and emotional. Because in that time period, everything you have worked for can be gone, and that person won't see you the same. And can you honestly blame that person? No, because you didn't receive that. But then again, this person may have took their pain out on you, Taurus, and they realize that, and guess what? That pain comes back, you know? And with the King of Cups, I feel like this situation helped them mature a lot emotionally, how to communicate their feelings, to not play games with people because you will lose, you know? And I feel like this person kind of thought that maybe they had it all figured out, but life showed them that they didn't. And they lost someone very, very important to them that would have did anything for them. And imagine having to live with that. Whew. I mean, that's not, I had to tell a couple people, I'm not mad at what you did. You know what I mean? A couple people I dated in the past, but I can't be with you, man. Like, it was too much Nine of Wands. It was too much damage, that you left unchecked and unmarked, and I cannot see you in that same way. You know what I'm saying? Because that pain changed me. So I want different now. What was once my type is not my type, especially after you get hurt. When you realize your own type is what gets you hurt. When you realize you break your own heart by going after certain people, from you have this feeling like this may go left, but I just want to see where it goes, and then it blows up, and then you realize, wow, I kind of had a feeling this would happen. But I want to see why the Nine of Wands is here. Ten of Swords. They betrayed you too much, Taurus. We have the Knight of Pentacles, and they took too long to make it right with you, I feel. And you just want to be alone. That's how you feel. It's just like, I gotta put an end to this. As you have grown, so have I. And there's no continuing. Like, I appreciate your apology and everything, but you stabbed me in the back one too many times before. And you also took your sweet time on top of that. Like, you just felt you had all the time in the world. And you were sadly mistaken, because you actually taught me how to live without you, and how to be on my own and find my own light and figure out why am I getting myself into these situations with people like that, and to really get my self-worth together. I feel like how this person treated you, you kind of looked at yourself and started to ask yourself, do I settle? Do I cut my own self short? Bump the other person for a second, I because at the same time you could keep getting rid of a person and a person and a person, but energy is going to stay the same. You just have a different face and same energy until we figure out inside, why is that? What is our self-worth, right? So Taurus, I hope you guys appreciate this reading, and I catch you guys next week.